I'm back. I just wanted to make sure everyone leaves the tutorial with the ability to do math in between functions, even if the variable that we're doing math with isn't something that we're passing over in the parameters in our data entry. Like John Smith here is only 3 values total, but to add his defensive attribute or any of the attributes that aren't being sent over, like with the self dot technique, you have to just make the variable global, and then you can. Or one way to do it is making the variable global, and then you can do it with return statements as well. But I worked with global variables, so yeah. The syntax is global, then the variable name, and then the value. I try to put the value right there when I'm, I guess, naming the variable, and that caused an error. So you actually do have to, it looks like you have to put in 2 lines to make that happen. But let me show you what it ended up being, because I wanted to do the overall, but they had different functions. And also, before I do that, you probably could lay all your variables out in the initial function. I don't know if that'll help as much. I mean, in this example particular, because you're gonna get an error if you don't use defense, if you don't use the methods. So I think having the variable global in the method is fine, because that's where you're gonna, either or, but yeah, a list of variables is also acceptable, I guess. So here's our overall, which I wanted to do. So these are the selves that we get from, well, this is a self and this is a self. We get that just from the data entry at the beginning of the function. So we don't have to do anything more with that to do any math between any of the functions with it. But to do math with the variables, you do have to make these go like defense, that has to be global. Passing attribute, that had to be global as well. Yep. And you can tell because it doesn't have a self. So I'll show you what a passing attribute is. Again, it's still the same thing. And I guess I could show you what the error message in case you get it, so you know. So I'll comment out the global real quick, and that should be a problem with the math. Yep. And the exact line, and it comes as a name error. In case you ever, I guess it ever happens to you. But yeah, my bad. I had it set up for print statements in the abstract class, but to be, I guess, fully knowledgeable, I want you to be able to do math in between, math in your class as well. So I guess just to, okay, so our end goal, and in closing, let me run it one more time because that's not what we're closing with. So this is our current overall that we got variables from all over our class from. So we have to build that. This player overall too. So here's the math for it. It's nothing crazy. Just add the 4 variables and then divide it by 4. And then this player overall. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching the tutorial, and like and subscribe for future ones because you know I'll be pretty thorough. All right, have a good one.